Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Welcome to Morning Pulse, our digital live stream show that we're bringing you each weekday morning with me, your friendly neighborhood anchor, Kelsey Marier. I'm happy to be here with you once again today. If you're just joining us for the very first time, Morning Pulse is our brand new quick local live headlines to get your day started right here at 8:30 every weekday morning. And I am happy to be here with you to do that. Get your day started on the right foot and know the things that are going on in our community today so that you can go about your day and your morning. So without further ado, let's get to some of our top headlines today. A couple stories that we're following this morning. The first one is about a man from Kenyon. He's 30 years old and he's actually facing some charges, child sex abuse charges this morning after law enforcement allegedly found more than 1,500 files of suspected child sex abuse material on some of his devices. So his name is Joshua Lyon. He's facing multiple charges once again. This is following a May of 2022 investigation by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. So according to that criminal complaint, Lyon is accused of using a messaging app called Kik, and that is where he was using and sending and receiving materials that dealt with children under the age of 14. So the next thing in this case regarding this man from Kenyon is he will be back in court next month, and that date is on March 12th. March is next, not June. It's a Thursday. We've been dealing with, I'm thinking warmer thoughts at this point because it's been so cold outside. But that is going to be happening on March 12th. We do have more details on our website, kettc.com, if you want to read more. All right, our next story that we're talking about today is one that we've been talking about for a little while. This morning, we're actually learning more about the total cost to make Rochester's new sports complex a reality. Well, we're learning that the cost of this is actually higher than expected, possibly twice as much. So earlier this month, the city council had approved the purchase of this land for the complex. You can find it in southeast Rochester, right near the Lowe's store, the Shops on Main, that kind of area. The 160 acres to build this came at the cost of $5 million. Well, the entire project was expected to cost about $65 million. That was going to be paid through the city's sales tax extension. That was approved by voters 2 years ago. Well, now we're learning that the cost of the proposed sports and rec area is actually could be as high as $120 million. So definitely more than what they first anticipated. Mayor Kim Norton says the initial construction for this is going to be focusing on the outdoor spaces first. And then that work for those outdoor amenities is going to be starting later this year, maybe early next year. And then the council is going to discuss how they're going to proceed with the planned indoor components and facilities included in that plan. Again, this was all back in place in 2023. So yeah, a little bit more of a cost regarding the new sports complex. That's a story we'll continue to follow as well. Another story we're following this morning is not necessarily in our area, but it has to do with our region. The neighbors to our east in Wisconsin, Northland College, this is up in northern Wisconsin, is actually shutting its doors at the end of this academic school year. Kind of a story that we have touched on before, the potential of closing their doors. Well, the school's board of trustees did end up voting unanimously to close the college, and it's really due to declining enrollment and soaring costs. We know inflation is affecting everybody. Clearly, it's affecting educational institutions as well. Northland has apparently been struggling financially since March of last year, so almost a full year of struggles there. It's already cut staff and limited some of the academic offerings to help offset or try to offset those costs, but the board really came back to say that they just no longer see a sustainable path forward, unfortunately. So a little background on Northland. It was founded in 1892 and became the first college to fully integrate an environmental focus within its liberal arts curriculum. So kind of bad news there for this northern Wisconsin college after 133 years. Sad to see it go. All right, we do Want to let you know that our next live newscast that you can watch is our KTTC News at Noon with Jess Abrahamson and Ted Schmidt. One of the stories that Jess is going to be talking about in the noon that they're going to be covering is a pretty cool story out of the community of Austin. We're talking about their dance team this morning. This is pretty cool story that you'll see right here at noon. The Austin High School dance team, quite a legacy that they have built there. They have earned state recognition for dozens of years, and now their coach is actually earning some special honors as well, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be hearing from the dancers and the coach about why this program is so special. We aired this story this morning. It's such a great story, and we're so proud of all the dancers for making it to state this year, as well as the consecutive years ahead behind us here. Another top story of the day, of course, again, is the weather. It's another first alert day for all of our cold temperatures that we've been dealing with all week long. However, improvement is finally in sight. We are going to be seeing some improvement. It will still be really cold today, not as cold as the days behind us here. And we're going to be seeing March-like temperatures next week in the 40s, which is so awesome. It's going to be almost t-shirt and shorts weather compared to the negative degree weather we've been dealing with the last several days. So for all your weather information, be sure to tune in to KTTC News at Noon. Otherwise, that's really it. That's all I have for you this morning on Morning Brew. Hopefully you got all the headlines that you need for your day and that you'll join me right back here tomorrow. But on that note, I hope you have a good rest of your Thursday. We'll see you right back here for Finally Friday.